Powerful motivational quotes by Winston Churchill. Quotescn. Success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. You have enemies. Good, that means you've stood up for something, sometime in your life. Men occasionally stumble over the truth, but most of them pick themselves up and hurry off as if nothing had happened. If you are going through hell, keep going. My tastes are simple, I am easily satisfied with the best. History will be kind to me, for I intend to write it. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. Tact is the ability to tell someone to go to hell in such a way that they look forward to the trip. Never, never, never give in. I am fond of pigs. Dogs look up to us. Cats look down on us. Pigs treat us as equals. It is not enough that we do our best, sometimes we must do what is required. The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute conversation with the average voter. A lady came up to me one day and said, "Sir, you are drunk." To which I replied, "I am drunk today, madam. And tomorrow I shall be sober, but you will still be ugly." Kites rise highest against the wind, not with it. Nothing in life is so exhilarating as to be shot at without result. Personally, I'm always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. A fanatic is one who can't change his mind and won't change the subject. For myself, I am an optimist. It does not seem to be much use to be anything else. The greatest lesson in life is to know that even fools are right sometimes. We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. The price of greatness is responsibility. Continuous effort, not strength or intelligence, is the key to unlocking our potential. Don't interrupt me while I'm interrupting. Attitude is a little thing that makes a big difference. He has all the virtues I dislike and none of the vices I admire. If you cannot read all your books, fondle them, peer into them. Let them fall open where they will. Read from the first sentence that arrests the eye. Set them back on the shelves with your own hands. Arrange them on your own plan so that you at least know where they are. Let them be your friends, let them, at any rate, be your acquaintances. An appeaser is one who feeds a crocodile, hoping it will eat him last. To improve is to change, to be perfect is to change often. To each there comes in their lifetime a special moment when they are figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered the chance to do a very special thing, unique to them and fitted to their talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds them unprepared or unqualified for that which could have been their finest hour. Everyone is in favor of free speech. Hardly a day passes without its being extolled. But some people's idea of it is that they are free to say what they like. But if anyone else says anything back, that is an outrage. We are masters of the unsaid words, but slaves of those we let slip out. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt. long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest. We are all worms, but I do believe that I am a glowworm. We sleep safely at night because rough men stand ready to visit violence on those who would harm us. You will never reach your destination if you stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. The farther backward you can look, the farther forward you are likely to see. Democracy is the worst form of government, except for all the others. When the eagles are silent, the parrots begin to jabber. Criticism may not be agreeable, but it is necessary. It fulfills the same function as pain in the human body. It calls attention to the development of an unhealthy state of things. If it is heeded in time, danger may be averted. If it is suppressed, a fatal distemper may develop. I pass with relief from the tossing sea of cause and theory to the firm ground of result and fact. If you have an important point to make, don't try to be subtle or clever. Use a pile driver. Hit the point once. Then come back and hit it again. Then hit it a third time, a tremendous whack. In the course of my life, I have often had to eat my words, and I must confess that I have always found it a wholesome diet. All the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word. Freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. You asked what is our aim. I can answer in one word. It is victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all terror. Victory, however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there is no survival. Before you can inspire with emotion, you must be swamped with it yourself. Before you can move their tears, your own must flow. To convince them, you must yourself believe. Writing a book is an adventure. To begin with, it is a toy and an amusement. Then it becomes a mistress, then it becomes a master, then it becomes a tyrant. The last phase is that just as you are about to be reconciled to your servitude, you kill the monster and fling him to the public. A joke is a very serious thing. It is a good thing for an uneducated man to read books of quotations. Now, this is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end, but it is, perhaps, the end of the beginning. From now on, ending a sentence with a preposition is something up with which I will not put. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears and sweat. When there is no enemy within, the enemies outside cannot hurt you. Healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. Sometimes doing your best is not good enough. Sometimes you must do what is required. Occasionally he stumbled over the truth, but hastily picked himself up and hurried on as if nothing had happened. We contend that for a nation to try to tax itself into prosperity is like a man standing in a bucket and trying to lift himself up by the handle. Many forms of government have been tried, and will be tried in this world of sin and woe. No one pretends that democracy is perfect or all-wise. Indeed, it has been said that democracy is the worst form of government except for all those other forms that have been tried from time to time. However beautiful the strategy, you should occasionally look at the results. Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed by so many to so few. The truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it, ignorance may deride it, but in the end, there it is. Every day you may make progress. Every step may be fruitful. Yet there will stretch out before you an ever-lengthening, ever-ascending, ever-improving path. You know you will never get to the end of the journey. But this, so far from discouraging, only adds to the joy and glory of the climb. There is something about the outside of a horse that is good for the inside of a man. When you get a thing the way you want it, leave it alone. In war, resolution; in defeat, defiance; in victory, magnanimity; in peace, goodwill. The inherent vice of capitalism is the unequal sharing of blessings. The inherent vice of socialism is the equal sharing of miseries. It is a mistake to try to look too far ahead. The chain of destiny can only be grasped one link at a time. A love for tradition has never weakened a nation. Indeed, it has strengthened nations in their hour of peril. An old batelot of a woman said to Winston Churchill, "If you were my husband, I would put poison in your tea." Churchill's response, "Ma'am, if you were my wife, I would drink it." If you have 10,000 regulations, you destroy all respect for the law. Difficulties mastered are opportunities won. There is no doubt that it is around the family and the home that all the greatest virtues, the most dominating virtues of human, are created, strengthened and maintained. We are still masters of our fate, we are still captains of our soul. One ought never to turn one's back on a threatened danger and try to run away from it. If you do that, you will double the danger. But if you meet it promptly and without flinching, you will reduce the danger by half. A small lie needs a bodyguard of bigger lies to protect it. A prisoner of war is a man who tries to kill you and fails, and then asks you not to kill him. The era of procrastination, of half measures, of soothing and baffling expedients, of delays is coming to its close. In its place we are entering a period of consequences. This paper, by its very length, defends itself from ever being read. There is no time for ease and comfort. It is the time to dare and endure. There is nothing more exhilarating than to be shot at with no result. You create your own universe as you go along. The most important thing about education is appetite. Solitary trees, if they grow at all, grow strong. Good and great are seldom in the same man. You will make all kinds of mistakes. But as long as you are generous and true and also fierce, you cannot hurt the world or even seriously distress her. She was meant to be wooed and won by youth. This is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end. This is just perhaps the end of the beginning. Perhaps it is better to be irresponsible and right, than to be responsible and wrong. Socialism is a philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. Its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery. Broadly speaking, the short words are the best, and the old words best of all. Battles are won by slaughter and maneuver. The greater the general, the more he contributes in maneuver, the less he demands in slaughter. I am always ready to learn, although I do not always like being taught. I cannot forecast to you the action of Russia. It is a riddle wrapped in a mystery inside an enigma. But perhaps there is a key. That key is Russian national interest. Study history, study history. In history lies all the secrets of statecraft. The empires of the future are the empires of the mind. If Hitler invaded hell, I would make at least a favorable reference to the devil in the House of Commons. Life is fraught with opportunities to keep your mouth shut. We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. Always remember that I have taken more out of alcohol than alcohol has taken out of me. You were given the choice between war and dishonor. You chose dishonor, and you will have war. To Neville Chamberlain. Out of intense complexities, intense simplicities emerge. If we open a quarrel between past and present, we shall find that we have lost the future.